welcome to another classic guitar video. Tonight's show is brought to you by Guitar Center of Glendora. Please check them out. Tonight's guitar is kind of an unusual guitar, semi-rare guitar. It is a Epiphone ES335 B.B Lucille in black, in his traditional style. It's a pretty cool piece. Really neat. I like it quite a bit. There just isn't a whole lot to say about it. I think it's a 2011. Memory serves. No, it's 2008 actually. Looking at the serial number, I was wrong on that. So 2008. It's in very good original condition. No buckle rash. No dents, dings, scratches, paint chips, anything like that. To speak of. So it's a pretty cool piece. So let's just go ahead and get started right in on it. So here it is, all its glory. Like I said, a pretty cool piece. Epiphone ES335. B.B Lucille. Pretty cool piece. Action's really high on it. Somebody adjusted the action like I can almost stick my pinky under the whole action. It's what I like to call a ham sandwich height action, where the action's so high you can put a ham sandwich under it. But at any rate, the person put new strings on it like 2 days before I got it, so I'm not going to change out the new strings unless I break one. Hopefully I won't. But we're just going to go ahead and do my regular thing to it. This kind of guitar has two different jacks on it, so you have a choice. There, you have a mono and you have a stereo. So that's pretty cool, and we will test both of them to make sure they are both operating correctly. Ooh, they're definitely loose. At least the mono one is loose so far. And we have the selector switch here. That's a little, I think I need to work that a little. It's a little staticky. So far so good on the pots. Yeah. Well, as you can hear, it's in. Oh, we were going to test the other jack. Forgot about that. Let's go ahead and switch out. That was mono. Now let's try stereo. Seems to be good. Okay, very good. We do need to tighten them up, which is not an issue. We will do that accordingly. So that'll work out good to do that. Alright. It's got fine tuners on the bridge, which are adjusted all the way in, which is not good. You want halfway adjustment on those, not all the way adjustment. So whatever the length of the fine tuner, you put it in halfway, so that way you have halfway adjustment to tune it up high, or halfway adjustment to adjust it low. So that's what that's all about. That being said, we will go ahead and start up on it. So yeah, here we go. Start by detuning it. It's got gold hardware. Put it cool piece, like I mentioned. Oop. Pretty neat piece. I have a few of these in Gibson and Epiphone. My Epiphone one of this is a made in Korea. It's the better one. It's the made in Korea at the Unsung factory. Limited edition custom shop. This one is not that version. This is just the regular one. So yeah. Okay, I think before I take the bridge off, so that way the bridge isn't flapping around, I'm going to flip it over and do the tightening of the tuners and stuff first, and take the back panel off first. So yeah, so we'll do the tuners, and I'll show you the, get my thumb out of the way so we can do the tuners here. They're Grovers, so they're really good tuners. Very, very nice tuners. They're loose. They're very, very loose, but they're very, very nice. Gold tone. Need to flip it back over because I didn't do the other ones first. So we'll do those first, actually. Use my new screwdriver. Only because it's better. It's got a sharper tip on it. There we go. Much better. A better grip on it, that's for sure. Okay. Now we can flip her back over again. And now we can do. Gonna tighten up on these a little bit better. There we go. Good sharp new screwdriver really helps. Okay, and then we'll tighten the set screws. Yeah, this one's made in China, 2008. I wish this was a made in Korea one, but that's alright. You can't have everything, can ya? You just can't. We'll tighten the strap button on the back here. It's already pretty tight, so I don't need to go too crazy on tightening it. That's already pretty tight, don't need to do a whole lot on that. And we'll tighten the jam nuts and take the truss rod cover off. Test the nut, make sure the nut's nice. The truss rod cover is metal and says, of course, B.B King on it. So that's pretty cool. I'll show you that close up here in a second when I get it off. it's metal, full metal. There you go, B.B. King. Come on. There we go. Took a second to focus, but there it is. Okay, now let's tighten the jam nuts on the tuners. Whoops. Yeah, pretty nice guitar. Like I said, I have these in Gibson also, and a couple of them in others in Epiphone. But those are the limited edition custom shop ones in Korea. Nice and tight on those. Then we'll take the pick guard off. Yeah, we'll take the pick guard off. I don't know why that's doing that, but it is. Okay, sorry about that. Take the pick guard off. All the knobs off, all that good stuff that we always do. Tortoise shell type pick guard. It's pretty neat. Somebody tried polishing all this gold hardware and they did kind of a poor job. But that's okay, I'm going to polish everything anyway, so it doesn't really matter. These knobs should come off with relative ease. Yeah, and they are. Oh, yep, they all came off with ease. This one might take a little more gumption, I don't know yet. Oh, there we go. Okay. Those are off. And go ahead and take the bridge off. We'll lower it first because it was so dang high. Now we can lift it off. And you always want to note what side the adjusters are, either on this side or on this side. So you always want to just double check that. Not a huge deal, but a deal. Then take the adjusters off here, this way. And then take this one off. Then you can take the strings out, kind of like a Floyd Rose, bridge insert, if you will. And then you can pop that bridge right off. Well, you should be able to pop it off, ideally. Being very careful not to let it fall out of your hand and dance across the surface of the guitar. That would suck. And there we go. Oop. 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 There we have it on that. Take the studs out. Very studly studs. And there we have it. I will take my clip and clip the ends of the strings together so they're not all kind of, so they're not, you know, going all over the place, all over creation. Yeah, this one's not. Yeah, I just used the one. I think I'll be fine. As the ROV hovers above the bow, they start a number. The whole number of Indian. I'll move this because I need the extra room. And sit down so I can take a little break because my back hurts already. Whoops. I'll have to redo the strings again because I lost one already. Okay. Now we can do it. There we go. Much better. I'll be right back and get a fresh soda. Yeah, a little bit.
You've wanted to tell him for a long time. I was angry a year before him. Why angry? Why were you angry at me, Lucille? Were you angry at me because I was the one who told you that your father was dead? No. Then why? Because you led the mission. You came home and my father did. How long were you angry with the captain, Wes? For a long time. But not anymore, sir. I know it. So, Jeremy, you must be very angry at Lieutenant Ward. He was in charge of your mother's mission, just as Captain Picard was in command when Wesley's father was killed. Isn't that right? Ward came back. Your mother didn't. Why? Why would you want to die? Why did it have to be her?
Yeah.
He can't die.
And my beverage of the night is Mountain Dew that I buy at my local bargain store, which is called The Bargain Store. It's kind of like a 99-cent store, but it's operated by family owned. And they sell 36 packs of Mountain Dew for $4. You know, there's nothing wrong with them other than the exterior package is a little you know, crunched or wrinkled. Ah, yeah, baby. But the cans are what matters, and the fluid inside them is perfectly fine. Okay, let's check that truss rod. I eyed it before, and it looked like it was pretty good, given it eyesight. And it is, by feeling it, that's good. So let's tighten the pickup bezel screws. You never want to over tighten these because you'll crack the ends of them. And that would not be copacetic at all in any way, shape, or form. I might have to take these out and polish the heads of the screws one by one because they're kind of dull, and whoever polished the guitar last just kind of polished everything and didn't wipe it off correctly, so you got all this residue all over the place, unfortunately. I hate it when that happens, but whatever. I can fix it, not a big deal. So we'll adjust the pickup pole height. The pickup poles are not as tight as I would like them to be, but that's alright. This isn't going to be one I'm going to add to my personal collection, only because it does have a little tiny bit of wear on it. No tear, but a little bit of wear, because it was a played guitar. And this is the made in China version. Again, if this were the made in Korea limited edition custom shop and in a little bit better condition, I would be keeping it. But I'm going to have this up for sale for probably $550 tomorrow. So there is that. She's not going to be a keeper. So we'll adjust these pickups up to their highest point so I can polish the sides of the pickup covers. In order to do that, you either have to take the pickups out, which I don't like to do. As long as you can adjust the pickups up to their highest adjustment, you can do just as good of a job. You'll feel, as you feel resistance, and then you won't be able to adjust them any higher. You can see how high this one is already. And you just do the other one. And that's kind of it. Then we'll tighten the three-way selector switch. You just saw how loose it was. I just barely touched it. And then tighten all the pots, and then tighten the six-way selector switch. And then we will start our cleaning and polishing and waxing. And I'll take the back panel off still so I can take pictures of the electronics. And yeah, oh man. So we're gonna tighten the pots. You always, I say this almost every video, you want to be very careful adjusting these jam nuts on pots. I only have about 2.5, 3 threads on them. And you will end up either stripping the nut or the pot or both. And you don't want to do that. So yeah. You learn how to feel what's too tight and what isn't, so it's not an issue. Be very careful not to scratch the guitar because it's black, and as you know, one of my favorite sayings is black is a very unforgiving color. Black shows every thing, every scratch, every dust, everything. So, just be exceedingly careful, that's all. Okay. And everything is tight. Awesome. Awesome sauce. I'm going to move these over here because I don't want to knock them over. And then we'll flip the guitar over, take the back panel off so I can take pictures of the electronics and look at the electronics and take a picture. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. Check the chat for any questions, comments, concerns, or criticisms. There aren't any, so okay. And then we'll tighten the jack plate and the jacks and all that good stuff. That's a pretty cool guitar. I love these guitars. Of course, the Gibson ones. The Gibson ones are unsurpassed. I even have one that is autographed by B.B. King. That one I'm keeping. That one is not for sale. I've been offered a lot of money for that guitar. A lot. I won't say how much, but I've been offered a ridiculous amount of money for it, and I turned it down flat. I still have the guy's number. If I should ever change my mind, he said to keep his number. But I am not going to change my mind anytime soon. And it is absolute collector grade, unplayed, NOS, new old stock, in virtually unplayed condition. Actually, it was. I got it from the original owner who bought it, put it in its case, and put it away, and just, that was it. He bought it to be a collector piece. And you don't see too many like that. So I purchased it at a pretty good price, actually. I didn't steal it or anything, but I got a really good price on it, and I'll just leave it at that. Ooh, pretty. And of course the back is shielded. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Real nice, thick 3-ply back cover. And we do have some electronics in there, along with the pots. Of course, these are semi-hollow body guitars. So we have a little tiny transformer, 2 of them, and shielded wiring. And of course, the pots and the selector switch and all that good stuff. So it's pretty cool. So I'm going to take a picture of that now before I disturb anything. And just to have that on file. And yeah. I'm going to take another one slightly angled because the flash on that circuit board. Yeah, that one's better. Delete that other one. That one's better, much better. Okay. So we got our picture. And then we'll tighten the jacks. And then the jack plates and all that good stuff. Careful. It's hard to do with 2 hands sometimes because you don't want to mess anything up, you know? So I'm going to do it with the box end, which is ratcheting on this particular wrench, so it should be okay. Tighten this. we're not going to over tighten these because the body material is fairly thin, so we don't want to. Okay, why isn't the box wrench fitting on the jack? Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot there are actually different size wrenches. I forgot about that. It's been so long since I worked on one of these. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. It's a different sized wrench. So we use the box end. Put the screwdriver in there. Okay. I'm going to go back to the other one for a minute because I see a small issue I want to correct. Okay, much better. Alright. Then I'm going to take my finger and bend the tab of the jacks in just a tiny bit. I like to bend them in a little bit just so we have really good contact. You know, for no other reason than that, you know. That's it. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll put the plate back. And we got our picture. And I checked the electronics to make sure the ground's good and everything's good. It's got brown drop capacitors. And 500K pots. In a 250K size. So that's pretty cool. I might have to take these screws out individually and polish the heads of them individually. So I'm going to not tighten these down all the way in case I have to pull them back out again. I'll do a final tight down later. They have patina on them, I'll put it that way. They do have patina on them. I need my screwdriver. My screwdriver. I don't know why I said my screwdriver. Where's my new flashlight? I have a new flashlight. And I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. Duh. Okay. So I need to see the screws on the jack plate. So I need my screwdriver so I can see. So yeah, interesting jack setup on these. So again, one's mono, which says both pickups, and then stereo, both pickups. Neck pickup. And if you wanted stereo, you would have to plug 2 plugs in so you hear them in stereo. Otherwise, you hear the neck pickup in mono. So yeah, that's how it works, folks. These are pretty cool guitars. These run about, I think, 800 new. So I think me selling mine at sorry about that. Me selling mine at $550 when I'm done. I ever so humbly believe that is a fair price. Okay, we'll turn this back over really slowly so we don't fling the strings all over the place. And then we can presume. Not presume. We can resume working on the front. I don't know why I said presume. Okay, I'm gonna groove and lube the nut. We're into this. We talked for 37 minutes. I don't see this being a 2-day project unless something happens. We've had no problems, issues, or glitches so far. So, but if I get tired and my back starts acting up, then I'll have to stop. But other than that, I mean, I won't have to do that. Use all of them tonight. Nuts on these are pretty big and pretty beefy, so you don't have to worry too much about, you know, ruining or breaking a nut. The likelihood of that is pretty low. But the nut on this was actually binding pretty good. You heard it when I detuned. You had that cracking sound. Crack, crack, crack. And that's nothing breaking, that's just the sound of the string moving inside the nut, and it binds, and when it binds and then releases, it makes that little cracking sound. That's not good. So this is why you groove the nut. This is why you groove the nut. Okay. Pretty good. Now we will lube it. Okay. Now we can flip it back over. No, we're not going to flip it back over because we're about to do the frets and fretboard. So we'll take a before picture. Okay. Now we will proceed to do the frets and fretboard. Move the camera view. Go, folks. We've got basically no fret wear on this, so we're good on that. probably did it for an extra time there, didn't I? Okay, we'll take a during picture because I can.
Sometimes I think we were better off when we were collecting tribute for the intendant.
Those days are gone.
Maybe. But I'm tired of living like this. And we're lost cause, and we both know it.
And we'll take an after picture after we're done wiping it. We have a new rag.
They'll never overthrow the alliance.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Whoa, there we go. You guys know how always amazed I am. Whoa. Like I said, this guitar was used, but it was not abused. So there is that. It's used, but not abused. Used, but not abused. Now we'll get the leading edge. This should go pretty fast. I can usually tell within the first fret or two how fast the leading edge of the frets are going to clean up. And they're cleaning up pretty fast. And the rag is sliding across the work evenly and without any drag. So that's good. Oops. We're doing pretty good already on the 5th fret. Lucille. Yeah, Epiphone ES335 B.B. King Lucille is what this is. Made in China in 2008. Again, I wish this was the limited edition custom shop made in Korea, but it isn't, and that's okay. It's still a pretty cool guitar, nonetheless. And we're getting there. We're past the 12th fret, of course. Yeah, pretty cool. We're getting close to being done on the frets and fretboard. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, we're getting there, folks. It's a little warmer today. It's 73 degrees in here. It was about 74 degrees outside today. Although we have a big storm coming, and we're supposed to get right back down into very cold temperatures and rain for like 2.5 days. So we're almost at the end of winter, but not quite. Not quite. Second to last fret. Okay. Whew. Oh, mercy. Okay. Picture. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm gonna have to get a new ring guard on my camera. It's just it's gotten warped over the years on this little Nikon D90 I have. Okay, I'm gonna sit down because my back's hurting. And we are at 53 minutes on this guitar. Well, look how the frets and fretboard came out. Pretty nice. Very, very, very good. I'm very, 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 very happy. Very, 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 very happy. All right. Here we go, yo. Yeah, tops of the pickups came out pretty good. You always gotta watch out for that wax that creeps out of the hole. I hate that. I hate it. But we did pretty good on it. Okay, now we will polish the top of the body, and I'm going to have a little snack, which is going to be melons. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Tonight, I don't. Sometimes you feel like a nut, and sometimes whoops, and sometimes you don't. And tonight I don't. I like melons, right? Can't go wrong with the melons. Sorry about my chewing. Maybe I can add ASMR to this. Guitar repair and ASMR. Oh man. How dare I? What a combination. Oh man. That'd be crazy. ASMR and guitar work. Oh man. Yeah, man. Pretty good. Oh yeah. All right.
Please leave us.
And miss this touching reunion? You heard her. If anyone speaking in submission for you, please don't hesitate to call.
Yeah.
Right? I'm here. What did you want to see? You never seemed interested in talking to me while we were married.
I made a lot of mistakes back then.
You are, without a doubt, the most insensitive, self-absorbed, egotistical. I doubt it. You never listened to me before. You were always too busy trying to impress every woman who crossed your path.
Are there really that
There are none. If it wasn't wicked, then it was that ship of yours. Sometimes I think it was the only thing you ever loved.
maybe I love people?
Why did you leave me to go run and play pirate for the intendant?
Okay. Far so good.
How this velvet of yours. Do you know how many deaths you caused? You're fighting what you don't fight anymore. The only thing you've accomplished is to give your mind an excuse to treat the town worse than before. I just hope that we can capture this rebellion
Whoops. Sorry about that. Stand up to do the other part here.
Any time of year is a bad time if you're an animal who's being abused or neglected. But winter can make the suffering even worse for these animals. Many of them left outside in the
Okay.
This winter, please help by visiting our website or calling this number and signing up with your $19 monthly donation. Every new means we can rescue
Yeah.
more animals from
We're
harm
getting it.
and give them the warmth of loving.
Slowly but surely we're getting it.
With your support, you'll get emergency medical care, food, and shelter. And because the situation is so urgent, we're asking you to join in the next 10 minutes. And if you can, we'll send you this free membership kit, including a magazine subscription, an animal photo, and this Animal Champion t-shirt. We need 2,000 new donors.
Okay, let's do our first first wipe off. See what we got. Oh yeah, nice. Probably gonna have to do top twice, but that's alright. I can already tell I'm gonna have to do it twice, but it's 10 times better than it was 5 minutes ago. That is for sure.
Thousands of lives are on the line, so please call this toll-free number or visit joinaspca.org.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Join in the next 10 minutes, and we'll send you this free membership kit, including a magazine subscription, an animal photo, and this Animal Champion t-shirt. This is your last chance to get this limited edition item, so act now. It's a season of great suffering for so many animals, and if there was ever a time to help, this is it.
I can't even imagine a countless nights of suffering and pain and just being overall terrified. Where really, it becomes
Yeah, nice guitar, nice guitar.
Could be the greatest gift you give to help an animal who's suffering. Please go online. Rescue me.
That's what I said.
I'm not going anywhere with you.
You can't stay here.
I have a job to finish.
You mean the sensor array?
That's right.
If you finish the array, you'll destroy any hope our people have for a better future. Why do you think you want that?
All I want to do is put an end to all this fighting. To force the rebels to seek a peaceful settlement with the Alliance.
It's not that simple. The Alliance isn't interested in a peaceful settlement. If we lay down our arms, we'll all be killed.
Rebellion is killing people every day. It has to stop.
Not this way. Not while the terror is still at the mercy of the Alliance. And your own people, Jennifer.
You have no right to talk to me like that. Since when do you care about what happens to our people? You never cared about anyone but yourself.
Maybe I've changed in the past few years.
How many times have I heard you say that?
Yeah, pretty good. Like I said, I'm gonna have to polish it twice, but that's alright. It's coming out pretty nice. Pretty nice.
You guess. 'Cause I know.
coming out nice. Like I said, that's, I don't have too many complaints about it right now. We'll see if I can complain about it in about a half hour. Maybe I'll have a complaint by then. I don't know. Oh man. Nah, it should be fine. Okay, pretty good. I mean, like I said, no real complaints right now. Like I said, a couple things I'm gonna have to go over twice, but that's all right. It's black guitar. It's kind of par for the course, you know. Like I said, my famous saying, black is a very unforgiving color, and that's true. It is. It's a very unforgiving color. Very, very, very unforgiving color. Yeah. You know, pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Like I said, I'm not striving for perfection because the guitar is not perfect to begin with. But that's okay. But it is pretty darn good, I will say that. Now I need to look at my spots and decide what to do again. I might have to lift the pickups up because I can't get the leading edge of the pickups, and you can see goop on the leading edge of the pickup, so I'm gonna have to take them off. But as I said at the beginning of this video, I figured I might have to anyway. That'll give me a chance to polish the tops of these gold tone screws anyway, so yeah, not a big deal. Give me a chance to look under the pickups and all that good stuff. See if there's any problems or issues, or you know, something special about it, or you know. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Holy mackerel. Okay. Well, I won't say these are special, but they're Seymour Duncan. Pickups with steel braided cabling. So in a way that's special. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to set this down because I don't have a third hand. Son of a biatch. Okay, I'll figure out what to do on that. So we got some electrical tape that has kind of gotten sticky over the unsticky over the years and kind of fell off. Got like 3 pieces of it. Darn it. It's factory. I can tell it's factory. I can tell by looking at it. It's where they soldered the pickups together. Dang it. Okay. Well, I'm going to take pictures of the pickup. Now I'm prompted to take a picture, take the other one out and take a picture of it too. So that's okay. If this ends up to be a 2-day project, then it does. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to move this so I can see the serial number and all that good stuff. Nope, I got a flash on the metal. So when you get a flash, you have to take the picture at an angle. So when the flash goes off, you won't see it. Or you won't see it as much. I'll put it that way. Or I could try one without flash. Let me try one without flash. One without flash isn't bad. Okay, so I got 3 options. I'll look at them on my computer. And whatever one's the best, I'll keep. The others I will delete. Okay, so now I can polish that ridge under here. You can see how it's a little dirty here. So I wanted to polish that because you get dirt and the previous person's polish under it, and you can't get it. Excuse me. So now I can. And plus it gives a chance to check the underside of the pickup and take pictures as I just did, and look for any wiring problems, issues, or glitches, or whatever. So it serves a double purpose, Oh yeah, much better. Not perfect, but much better. Oh yeah. Electrical tape. I think it'll be okay. But that's pretty cool. Now I can take each screw and kind of polish manually the tops of the screw head. I know that might sound a little silly to do that, but it actually helps. And I can show you on video here of one done and one not done. I know the camera probably won't pick up too much of the detail, but I'll try my best. The one in my left hand is the one I just polished. And the one here is the unpolished one. I know it's hard to see, but there is a difference. As strange as that may seem, there is a difference. So yeah, pickups came out pretty nice. And like I said, it gives a chance to look at any polishing mistakes I made or I could do better of. And with gold tone is very also unforgiving. It just is. It is really difficult. In some cases it polishes up perfectly fine, and in other cases it's a nightmare. But I think it's coming out pretty good, and I'm polishing the sides of the pickups again. So these are basically Gibson pickups, really, because the ones in the Gibson I've taken out and looked at, and they're virtually and categorically the same, with the same signature on it, the same serial number, and the same secondary stock number or whatever you want to call that. So there you go, there is that. So now we can put this away a little better. And you can kind of tuck the wiring back in, if you will, in kind of a circular motion. Like that. And then kind of, we've put the polished one that I just polished. I will use that to hold the pickup in place. And then I will polish the other three. Oh, take a drink of my drink that I just drank. Whew, I'm actually working up a sweat. Man, it's crazy that we're at the end of winter already. Seems like it just celebrated Thanksgiving. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Oh yeah, I can tell. Polishing them comes out a lot better. One, and then we'll do the other pickup, and then we'll repolish the top, and then flip it over, polish the back and the sides, back of the neck, back of the headstock, back of the tuners, flip it over, do the top of the headstock, then do the bridge, the tailpiece, and pick guard, knobs, slap all those back on, and start in on our setup. And then we should be golden. There's not very many of these for sale. In fact, there's none on Craigslist, at least in my state or area. There's a few for sale on Reverb, and they are ranging from about 500 to about 800. So, not that I would get $800 for this one, because for this one to be worth $800, it would again have to be the Korean-made one, and it would have to be virtually NOS, new old stock, unplayed, brand new NOS, with original case candy, original hang tag, all that stuff. Then it would be worth that much. But I got this guitar pretty cheap, so I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna make a few bucks on it. I'm not gonna get rich off it, but I'm gonna make a few bucks on it. Stand up so I can do the final tightening of the screws and the bezel. Again, you don't want to go too tight on these because you will bow in the ends and you will crack the bezels, and you don't want to do that. So there is that. So this came out pretty nice. It's better. You don't see that gook all over it anymore, so I'm pretty happy about it. So I'm glad I'm taking them off. I was hoping I wasn't going to have to, but thinking about it, I'm glad I did, because then I can take pictures of the back of the pickups and show the steel braided wiring and all that good stuff, and I can prove to somebody that the guitar is what it is, and it's not some cheap ass Chinese copy that's worth $100. So, all right, let's flip this one over very carefully. You don't want to pull out anything. And it looks like it's about the same. We will take a picture of the pickup and go from there. Okay. I'm gonna take another picture for posterity. It's better to have two pictures. And nope, that one's not as good. You always want to, if you have special wiring or something in with it, you want to be sure and get that. Because some collectors, they really care if the wiring is steel braided or plastic coated. That makes a really big deal and difference to them. So you want to you want to be that and know that. So okay. Gotta sit down, and then we'll polish the little edge here. Oh yeah, get up the previous person's polish. They didn't quite polish it right. Not a lot of people know how to polish things correctly, so I don't, I don't judge too harshly on that because. Sometimes it's just a matter of the person, they don't know, they're not astute at polishing, so they just fucking slather on a bunch of polish or wax and don't polish it off right, don't wipe it off right, and they leave a bunch of excess on, and it leaves that white residue all over the guitar. So yeah, it's not a big thing. It's just it is what it is, and that's what it is. And then we'll polish the sides of the pickups again, because now that I have them off, I can see them better. And I can see anything that I missed instead of having to pick up the whole freaking guitar. I can get away with just picking up the pickup. So that helps a lot. You want to have a good grip on the pickup so you don't drop it. Because if you drop this pickup on the top of the guitar with these screws, these long bezel adjusting screws, you'll be hating yourself for dropping it. And it's dancing across the surface of the guitar because you dropped it. So you just take a little extra care to do these things, and the customer buying usually sees that extra care, and then they go, "Wow, man, you really took some extra time and effort to really, spruce this thing up," and then you can be proud and say, "Yeah, you know what, I really worked hard on this," and blah blah blah. You know, I polished it extra, whatever. I see I might have to go over this one again. Because there's some spots here. Like I said, gold is a very unforgiving tone. Gold tone hardware is really, really hard to deal with sometimes. Just is. But it's okay. We'll get it.
All 600 hours. Regeneration cycle complete.
I have to do it again, put a little more polish. I'm going to grab my other soda, I think, because I'm parched.
Today, Ensign Kim and I will conduct a comprehensive diagnostic of the asset. I have allocated 3 hours, 20 minutes for the task, and an additional 17 minutes for Ensign Kim's usual conversation and digression. I am scheduled to take a nutritional supplement of 1,500 hours, engage 1 hour of cardiovascular activity. Then I intend to review a text the doctor recommends entitled A Christmas Carol. He believes it will have educational value.
Don't give me any hints. I have no intention of doing so.
Are you ready to begin on the sensor diagnostic?
Okay, I'm going to stand up again and do this. A little more polish on my rag. We'll do this again. If I can remember what side it was. Oh, there it is.
No way. This is the closest I've ever come to beating you. I'm not giving up now. Impressive.
Elementary spatial harmonics. Are you ready now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Oh yeah, and with gold tone, every time you polish it, it just gets a little better, and a little better, and a little better, and a little better, and a little better.
That's what you always say, but what does it mean? You have the knowledge of 10,000 species in your head?
Not exactly. Each drone's experiences are processed by the collective. Only useful information is retained.
Still, that probably makes you
So I'm gonna put this one back now. We got our picture, so I don't need to worry about that aspect. And then we put this back in a coil, as best we can anyway. As best we can. Oh yeah, there we go. And now I will sit down and I will do the screws heads. I might have to open up that window. It's freaking warm. It's now at 74 degrees in here. Right now outside it's about 55, 56. No, and I got a bunch of guitars sitting here, so I can't walk over to my window, even though the window's like 4 feet away. We'll see. We'll see what we can do.
I can't explain right now. Don't discuss any of this with the rest of the crew. I'll have to get instructions for you.
Polish the next one. Next one. Then after this we can flip the guitar over then, and then we can do the back and then the sides and then back of the neck, back of the headstock, back of the tuners, flip it back over, do the top of the headstock, top of the tuners, all that good stuff. And then like I said, we'll do the bridge, the tailpiece, and the pick guard. Slap it all back together and start the setup. Oh yeah, polishing the tops of the screws did wonders. Now I will tighten them down. Okay, pretty good, pretty happy. Whoops, of course I touched the top. I'm gonna have to polish the top of the body again, I forgot about that. Oops. Okay, well, I'll do that right now. I just have to look at it and remember the spots that I need to do again. Extra, but I'm just gonna do the whole thing over again. And then if there's any spotting I have to do, then I will do that also. But otherwise,
Sensors have detected the Omega phenomenon within 1.2 light years from this system. Implement the Omega directive immediately. All of the have been
ooh, my back is really starting to hurt. Dang it. I think I'll be able to hang in there. I think I will.
classified by who? For 60,000 light years from Starfleet.
Like I said, but she wants you to install multi-phasic shielding.
Okay, I'll stand up and do this one.
Make it possible.
Protect the core from some form of subspace radiation. It would be difficult to complete the task without more data.
Maybe you've got whatever to do. Tom, start modifying the
Okay, whoops. Dang it, come on.
Does all this have anything to do with that secret message that the captain received? Rumors mostly. Jane was alone in the ready room for the last 16 hours. Something about an Omega directive. Omega.
Ring a bell? Look, the speculation ends right here. Now, I expect you to carry out your assignments with a minimum of consequence. I know it's hard not to wonder, frankly, I'm curious myself, but the captain is very active.
I'm hot. Ooh. Whew, okay. Whew. I'll do the polish off again. I'm going to use this other rag because it's a little newer. Well, not newer, but less use on it since I've washed it. This one's got like 9 guitars on it. This one's got like 3, so 3 wipe downs, you know. That's what I mean to say.
Do you intend to carry out the directive?
So it should be a little better to work with, I think, maybe. Yeah, and it is. I can tell. You can tell when a rag gets a little too used and you need to either throw it away or wash it. I wash these because these are microfiber, so you can wash them, and I do. Okay. Yeah, like I said, black is a very unforgiving color, so it's just like, whoa. But the second doing is coming out pretty nice. stay standing to do the a couple little spots I need to go over a third time. Okay, there's a spot here, and there's a spot here. Okay, pretty good so far. Oh yeah. And then once you, like I said, once you come back a third time, you can do these little spot polishes like I'm doing right now. Oh, I gotta sit down. My back is killing me. Oh, okay, there you go, folks. Ooh. Now look at the top of that sucker. If you don't think that's good, then I don't know what to tell you. And we are into this guitar for an hour and 37 minutes. Not too bad. I mean, it feels like 2.5 hours right now, to be honest with you. But we're doing pretty good on time, so I'm not too worried about it at all. So we will gingerly pick this guitar up and flip it over. Okay, now I'll sit down again because my back is starting to hurt. Oh, and I'll proceed to do the back. Okay. Lordy. Alright. We're doing pretty good, and we're making pretty good time, considering I'm going to have to do extra detail polishing and cleaning and picture taking. So, considering, I'm pretty happy. Whoops. Yeah. Hey.
Hi.
What's up?
Did you give Tom his pot back?
Huh?
His pot.
His what? Whose?
Tom next door, you know, he gave us food with pot in it.
Oh, his pot. Actually, I still have the onions and stuff in there. I was gonna add some stuff to it instead of throwing all that out. Yeah, the leftover peppers and onions that were in it.
Well,
There.
throw that out.
Well, I was gonna keep it and add to it.
Give him his pot back tomorrow.
But yeah, I can do that. I can put it in something else and give that back to him. Yeah. Yeah.
The Omega Directive, whatever that might be.
The electrician doctor.
I'll be ready in the morning.
That's it for the shuttle bay.
Captain, I don't know what's going on here, but I'd hate this to be the last time I ever see you. Please forgive me.
Okay.
I've analyzed the sensor logs using Borg algorithms. The shockwave we detected indicates not one, but possibly hundreds of Omega molecules.
Location.
Within 10 light years. Having no guess on the exact start.
That changes everything.
A shuttle mission may be insufficient. We require the resources of this entire crew.
Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever. All right. I need to polish extra around the strap button here for whatever reason. There's a little bit of schmutz or something around it. I don't know why, but there we go. That's all better.
On standby. We're ready to load the gravimetric charge. This looks like enough for a 50 isoton explosion. 54 to be exact. What are we planning to do? Blow up a small planet? I don't know. This was
Oh yeah, I mean the back has virtually no buckle rash or anything. It was very gingerly used. It's not like it was beat up or anything, that's for sure. I mean, it was very, very gingerly used. That is for sure.
Ensign Hageman thinks it's species 8472. That's his theory. There's an opening in floating space, and Captain Janeway has to shut it down. Wanna know what I think? No. I think there's a Type 6 protostar out there, and the captain's planning on detonating it and opening up a wormhole to the Alpha Quadrant. In theory, it's possible. And because she doesn't want to get her hopes up, she's not telling anybody. Then I wouldn't suggest getting your hopes up.
Okay.
I do not engage in idle speculation. Oh, come on, Tupac, aren't you curious? Yes, but we have a task at hand. The phase modulator.
Okay. Status report.
Everything's going according to schedule.
Okay. Whoosh.
600 hours I'll be back in the shuttle.
If they ever find us where you're going,
I mean, one of two things is going to happen. Either Ken and I will succeed on our mission and return within a few days, or your long-range sensor will detect a large explosion in subspace.
Nice. Very, very, very nice. I'm not going to have to take these screws out and polish them by hand because I was able to polish them in the guitar, so that's good. That means I can stand up and do a final tightening on these.
Let's just say I've had to amend the directive given to us. And your orders and I expect you to follow.
that's expecting a lot. You're asking me to abandon the captain, my closest friend, without even telling me why.
For some matter of trust, I would have given day to day. But we've encountered situations where information is taken from us by others. I can't allow
That's a reasonable argument. But General,
Okay, now
you're determined to protect this
put it on its side and do that.
this mission final with knowledge that
And then the other side, and then the back of the neck, etc.
you
didn't exactly have our predicament in mind to help. Lost in the Delta Quadrant, with no backup. I'll give you my orders. But I won't ask the crew to risk their lives because of
My obligation. That's where you're wrong. Voyager may be alone out here, but you're not. Let us help you. We'll keep classified information limited to the senior staff. We'll take every security precaution. Just don't try to do this alone.
Okay. Nice. Oh man, look at that. That literally looks like a brand new guitar. Person who had it took pretty darn good care of it. Pretty darn good care. Pretty darn good care of it. I mean, can't complain too much about the way they took care of it. They did pretty well. They did pretty well.
Omega. The last letter of the Greek alphabet. Threats not only to the Federation, but to the entire galaxy. Only starship captains and Federation flag officers have been briefed on the nature of this threat. What you're about to hear will not go beyond these bulkheads. Is that clear? Good. This is our
Molecule?
not just any molecule. No powerful substance known to exist. Single Omega molecule contains the same energy as a weapon. In theory, a small chain of them could sustain a civilization. The molecule delivered the signal to Omega a starting 50 years ago. I think he was trying to develop an inexhaustible power source. For a while. Because I managed to synthesize a single molecule particle of Omega. But it only exists.
Oh man, beautiful. Beautiful. Oh yeah.
This was a classified research center in the lab power Texas. Cataract involved 26 of the Federation's leading scientists.
Okay, now we're gonna set it up on edge and do the cutaways.
They were subspace ruptures, extending out several light years.
I was always told that it was a natural phenomenon. You're saying it was caused by a single molecule of this stuff?
Omega destroys subspace. A chain reaction involving a handful of molecules could devastate subspace throughout an entire quadrant. Warp travel would become impossible. Spacefaring civilization as we know it would cease to exist.
Very careful to turn this around and then do the other side.
I'm afraid so. I've been authorized to use whatever means necessary to destroy it. Now, I've calculated the location of the molecule. I'll transfer the coordinates to the helm. Take it there for info.
I can.
I'm not saying what's at stake. Keep the large Omega excluded out first.
Really fucking big.
Removes the ability to build warp return.
You got it.
Of course.
I do. I'm not gonna be.
Ever wondered what other series titles were considered for Star Trek Voyager?
You've given me a lot to think about.
Check out HNRTV.com and click on stories to discover 30 rejected titles. Patients that I see that complain about drug now, they feel like they have to drink a lot of water. Medications seem to be the #1 cause for dryness. I like to recommend biotine. It replenishes the moisture in your mouth. Biotine definitely works.
Only one can win Stovetop Genius. Genie, prescribe your dish.
Yes, chef. Charred scallop confit with lemon and herbs.
Everyone makes mistakes. Missing a lot of texture. Terrific smoothie quality. But what if life was as forgiving as
back of the neck. We're doing pretty good at an hour and 50 minutes. So we're doing pretty good on time. I'm not too worried about time on this. Back of the neck and the headstock right now, so you can see the made in China, handcrafted in China, and inspected QC quality control sticker on there. Those I always leave. I never take those off. People kind of tend to take them off because they don't want people to see their guitar was made in China or whatever. I leave them on because it's part of the provenance or provenance on the guitar, so I do not mess with that ever. The only reason I would take it off is if it's just like barely hanging on by a thread, or it's in bad condition, or you can no longer read it. Then I would take it off, because at that point in time it just makes it look ugly. The guitar look ugly. So that would be the only reason to leave that on for that. Nice, beautiful Brewer tuners. Grover tuners. Some people call them Grover, some people call them Groover. Just a matter of opinion. Well, not really a matter of opinion, they're Grover, but you know, tomato, tomato, potato, potato, data, data, all that sort of thing. Yeah.
This is a harmonic resonance chamber. The board designed is to contain and stabilize Omega. I thought I asked you to work on the torpedo.
So, that being said,
I can modify this chamber to emit an inverse frequency. It will be enough to dissolve Omega's interatomic bonds. Just 4-inch loading. This is excellent work, 7. We may need this. The modifications require several complex calculations. Assist me. I guess I will. I'm curious. When did the board discover Omega? 229 years ago. Assimilation? Yes. Of 13 different species. 13? It began with species 262. They were primitive, but their oral history referred to a powerful substance which could burn the sky. The board were intrigued, which led them to species 263. They too were primitive and believed it was a drop of blood from their creator. Fascinating. Yes, but irrelevant. They followed this trail of myth for many years until finally.
so yeah, other than what we're doing right now, it's coming out pretty good. I don't have any complaints about the back of the neck, or the back of the tuners, or anything like that. Yeah, you know. The tuners themselves aren't too tarnished, so that's good. I am happy about that aspect. Ooh, the back of the neck is freaking beautiful. Came out really nice. Wow. So it was played. This guitar was played, but very gingerly played. Very gingerly played. Very gingerly. Preserve the stickers and the serial number and all that stuff. Tuners are coming out nice.
And you're set to penetrate the
Problems that I foresee so far on it.
Over 300,000 square kilometers destroyed.
Scan the structure. Are there any Omega molecules remaining?
I can't tell. Several sections of the outpost are still
Back of the headstock is coming out nice. Usually the back of the headstock receives little to no damage at all, ever. Only because, you know, your hands aren't back there, really, to any extent per se. So any damage back there would be, or scratches or anything like that, would be basically little to none. But yeah. Basically little to none.
It's here, but I can't pinpoint location.
Back of the tuners.
I need to ask you questions about the experiments you've been conducting here.
There was an accident. We lost containment.
The substance you were trying to create, did any of it survive the explosion?
Yes.
Where?
Inside the third test chamber.
Oh yeah, coming out nice.
Who are you?
Captain Janeway of the Starship Voyager. We're here to help you. Away team to Voyager. Due to be directly to Big Bang.
Very nice. Very nice. See how well nice it's coming out.
Irritating has melted into the door frame. We'll need to cut through the metal of our freezers. Yes, sir. I'd be negligent if I didn't point out that we're about to buy a high directive.
For the duration of this mission, the time directive is rescinded. Let's get this over with. Crewman down.
Whoa. Okay. Let's flip this sucker back over and then do the top of the headstock and all that good stuff.
Your new designation is 3 of 10.
And we'll go from there. We're doing pretty good on time. I'm not worried about that. Or anything, so. Yeah. I'm getting tired, but that's okay. I'm going to move the camera view. No, I'm going to leave the camera view.
10, this is not your assignment.
Please, stop calling me that.
You're compromising our productivity.
Okay.
Finding the chamber read. Your new designation is 2 of 10.
Wait a minute. You're demoting me? Since when did the board pull rank?
The Starfleet protocol. I find it most
Lift the strings up
I'm glad you don't
and
get
start doing the top of the headstock.
looking quite efficient when properly organized. The Harmonic chamber will be completed.
Then there was some leftover polish under
To retrieve any new data from the surface.
or around the edge of the
primary test chamber.
Were there survivors?
around the edge of the headstock where somebody polished it. I won't say they did a horrible job at polishing it. I've seen worse jobs, I'll put it that way. I've definitely seen worse jobs. But like I said before, again, not everybody is a professional polisher, professional polisher. I was not a professional polisher when I started polishing things. which was for a auto detailing business that I did during high school and whatnot. I was not a professional polisher at all. But I learned. I was self-taught at polishing and waxing and how to do all that. And how to remove swirls, and I know how to do all that. And I learned it all by myself. I wanted to be self-taught because you learn from your mistakes. And not that I was using customer cars as a canvas to make mistakes on. I would use my own cars, or my mom's car, my dad's car, and they didn't care because the condition of their cars were not, the paint condition of their cars were not good. So they figured anything I did to them would, if anything, improve it. So they didn't care. So they gave me kind of free rein, if you will, to practice. So that was pretty cool to do that. Yeah.
My orders are to destroy the Omega molecules.
This is my life's work. The salvation of my people.
Will you assist me or not?
Our resources are nearly gone. The future of my people depend on its discovery.
Then your answer is no.
Small-minded creatures. You destroy whatever you don't understand. Rescue ships are on the way.
So we're doing pretty good. We're almost done polishing the top of the
You don't realize what we're doing.
top of the
You don't know what this is. What this means.
headstock here, so we're doing pretty good. Again, I'm not trying to make it perfect because I can't make it perfect because it's not perfect to begin with. Even though it's in very good condition, it's not perfect. So but it's pretty darn good, let's say that. Whoops, just smudged my own fingerprint on that. See something on one of the tops of the tuners that need to be done again, so I will do that. In fact, I'm just going to go over them all again.
You can raise your credit scores instantly with Experian Boost. Experian.com/boost.
Going over them 2 or 3 or 4, even 4 times doesn't hurt it. So if anything, they're going to improve it every time you do it. And I just did. I can clearly see it's better than it was the previous time. So now I will do the, I'm done, and I will do the, whoops, I will do the, I will do the Trissway car.
For adults with moderate to severe opioid addiction, whose withdrawal symptoms are controlled by oral buprenorphine for at least 7 days, Sublocade may help them keep moving towards recovery. In a study, people treated with once-monthly
BB King. I'm going to sit down to do this because I'm pretty tired. I'm pretty tired, so I'm going to sit down and do it. You know what? I'm going to take a before picture polishing it. I don't know why, but I do. So that's what I'm going to do. Because that's what I like to do. As you guys know, I like to do that, so that's what I'm going to do. Why not? Because I can.
Or get emergency help if you feel faint, confused, very sleepy or very hot, or agitated, acting clumsy, breathing more slowly than normal, or have stiff muscles. These can be signs of an overdose or other serious problems. In an emergency, have family members tell the emergency medical staff
I moved.
dependent on opioids and are going to This is not a full list of risks and side effects. Talk to your doctor and read the patient labeling for more information.
Don't give up. Ask a doctor if Sublocade can help you keep moving towards recovery.
It's hard to take a picture of it for some reason. I don't know why. Okay.
We've disabled the locking mechanism.
Narrow your phase a bit after the inner seal.
Inadvisable.
I'll have to use some elbow grease. Give me a hand.
Why is it doing that? Okay. Try this again. I don't know why it's not taking the picture. Oh, I have it on the wrong.
Enough here to wipe out subspace across half the parking.
I order the awaiting special.
Well, that's good enough. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just something to refer back to. Not a big deal. I don't know.
Tell the garbage filter to help Seven complete the harmonic chamber. We'll have to transport a mega directly to the ship. That means family will never shut down.
It's unfortunate we can't study this phenomenon in more detail, but we now have the opportunity again.
Let's hope we never do.
A curious statement from a woman of science.
I'm also a woman who occasionally knows when to quit. Take another look at your tricorder. On these two days, I will press Captain Quadrant to satisfy our curiosity. It's arrogant and it's irresponsible.
That was pretty good. We're doing pretty good.
The final frontier has some boundaries that shouldn't be crossed. The alien in sickbay calibrated his containment field using Omega's own resonance, an approach unknown to the Borg.
Alright. Nice. Whoa, look at this thing is badass.
That is still an option.
Whoa.
If she
I'm not...
insists on yielding to her fear.
I don't want to hold it with my fingers because I don't want to put my freaking fingerprints back on it. I'll show you, but I'll hold it with the rag, and hopefully you'll be able to. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. I've polished it.
How are you going to test it?
On Omega.
Bad idea. One mistake and no one will be around for a second try.
Looks pretty good, huh?
Hang on to your research.
Now I'm going to put this aside, and I'm going to polish the tops of the screws because they are kind of tarnished. And I'll do that like I did the ones for the you know,
Please.
Why is this so important to you?
pick up.
Protocol 010. The Borg designation for what they call Omega. Every drone is aware of its existence.
Okay, how am I going to do this? I'm going to pick it back up with the rag and set it on there, and hopefully it doesn't slide back
Perfection.
like they do sometimes.
The molecules exist
There,
in
that's
flawless
actually good. And I'll very gingerly pick up the screw and my screwdriver and put it in and hold it in place.
I am no longer Borg, but I still need to understand that perfection. My existence will never be complete.
Yeah, well,
Commander, you are a spiritual man.
That's right.
If you had the chance to see your God, your great spirit, what would you do?
I pursue it with all my heart.
Then you
we'll do the next screw.
I'll inform the captain of your discovery.
Doing pretty good time. I mean, I'm not too worried about it.
Your orders stand.
We'll do the last screw and then do the final tightening down of the screws. Proceed to do the pickguard, the bridge, and the tailpiece, and then we can finally start on the setup, which shouldn't take too long. Should be able to do that in like 20-25 minutes. It's not going to take long. So I'm going to use the other screwdriver because it's got a sharper edge. New screwdriver.
I recommend moving a ship within 5,000 kilometers of the surface.
That'll take us right into the atmosphere. With our shields down, we won't be able to withstand.
Of course, we already adjusted the truss rod and grooved and dry lubed the nut, so I don't need to worry about that.
Transporter status. Targeting scanners are locked. Captain, are you ready? Pattern enhancers are active.
Do it.
We're 11,000 kilometers from the surface. If we get much closer, we'll incinerate. We're losing
Okay, we're good on that. We are perfect on the headstock now, and now I can move the camera view back for you guys.
Your mega molecules are stable. Transport successful.
I've got the away team in transporter room 2.
And ooh.
Ships. They're right on our tail.
More than just space exploration.
Here comes the explosions.
Stick around. The excitement continues with Star Trek Enterprise.
Yeah. All right, we're doing pretty good. I am going to put these pickups back down. Because that'll prepare us to get ready for the setup. Oh, I can't see the. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, why is that? Oh, there we go. So you want to go down evenly, otherwise you bind the pickup. And you will crack a bezel or do damage to the pickup or whatever. Okay. So we will do the bridge first. And then go from there. I'll try and take pictures of this first. Just yeah. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I'll do it like that. That's fine. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's just for kind of reference only. So. Like I said, you guys know I love to take my pictures, so That's what I like to do. So,
We can carry out the procedure with no risk to anyone else, except those two ships behind us.
Can we stay ahead of them?
Not for long. How soon can we clear the subspace structures? For what? 10, maybe 15 minutes? But those ships will catch up to us before then.
Well, we have an advantage. We've got Omega. They won't risk firing at us. It'll be time to run out of options. That should give us a chance to neutralize the molecules.
we got a little bit of metal burr on that. I'm going to take that off from the factory.
While you were on the surface, she showed me a very convincing simulation of how it could be done.
I should have actually just let this go. I'll be in cargo bay too. The procedure. It's working. 11% of the molecules have already been neutralized.
Okay, grab the rag. I'll grab the other rag because I don't know, use that one equally. I like to use all my tools and rags equally.
Your stop-flee directive is no longer
You
relevant.
know.
I found a way to control Omega.
I'm gonna have to do this one again because it's, I don't know, something not coming out right about it. So I'll do it again.
I could have done this without your permission, but I chose to follow your command structure.
Oh yeah.
I should have made the
Again, things always come out better when you do them twice. And even 3 times. I don't think I'll do these 3 times though. I won't need to.
It's the safety of this quadrant. Omega must and keep explosives compound.
So we will put these back in. How far we don't know yet, because technically you could screw them in all the way. So generally speaking, you don't want these sticking out this far like that.
Yes, but it would rupture the chamber.
You want them pretty much level. But we'll do that aspect of it later. Go from there. Okay, we'll put these back on. Sometimes you have to hold them with a finger, otherwise you're going to spin both of them. Oops. Shoot. Come on. Ay, ay, ay.
Commander, they're closing on us. They are attempting to stop us with a tractor beam. Adjust shields to compensate.
Why isn't this going back on? I'm going to take it back off and screw it in because, I don't know, there's something about it that's not screwing back in.
Your people are safe. They're receiving medical care. I'll be glad to get them back to you when this is over. But we're keeping the molecules. I won't allow this
Okay, I don't know why. Okay, there it goes. I was like, what the heck? I'll just put it about halfway and then screw it back about halfway. And then go from there, that's all. And we'll do the other one.
direct hit. Shield down 10%. Emergency maneuvers. Try to shake them off.
Okay. Now we will polish the bridge. Be going, boy.
Decompression in 30 seconds. Decompression in 25 seconds.
Okay. Still making pretty good time. We're 2 hours and 20 minutes. I figure we're going to be about 3 hours on this, which I'm fine with. You know,
Decompression in 10 seconds.
I'm fine with that.
I need maximum warp within 10 seconds or reset to 0. Yes.
Yeah,
Decompression is
I'm
complete.
not in a flaming rush
Fire.
to do this guitar. There's no reason to be in a flaming rush. do it. It's just, you know. Might have to polish this bridge 2 or 3 times. It's the most tarnished piece out of all of them, I think. So yeah, there is that. It's the most tarnished piece out of all of them. Yeah.
Next on H&I.
I think somebody used a really poor quality polish on it, and then they couldn't polish it, the excess polish off correctly, so they just kind of said screw it and left it. And again, that's you know, fine. I mean, not everybody is an expert polisher. Just is what it is, and that's what it is, and it's fine. At least they attempted to keep their guitar in good condition, so I applaud them for that. Because at least they made the effort to. At least they made the effort to. Yeah. At least they made the effort to. And I don't expect this one to be perfect. In order for this bridge to be perfect, I would have to take it apart and then polish each and every individual part separately, and you take a chance on damaging or losing a part, and it's just not worth it. I mean, I have bridges like this that are Epiphone and they are brand new in the package. I have them in chrome, I have them in black, I have them in black chrome and gold, but I am not going to replace this one because it's still good, and it's original to the guitar, so I don't need to go that far with it. It's not like I would get $1 or $2 or $3 or $4 or $500 more for the guitar if I put a nice, highly polished looking bridge on it. I wouldn't. So for that reason, it's just not necessary, you know. Just one of those things. I'll polish it, and maybe I'll polish it twice, and maybe I'll polish it 3 times before I put it back on.
I felt a curious sensation.
You know.
As I was watching it, it seemed to be watching me.
But it'll be fine. It'll look good, and it'll be nice. And it'll look nice and be nice when I put it back on. So that's all it needs to be on that aspect of it.
Methodologies to explain such moments of clarity. I've always dismissed them as trivial.
So we will polish this and get it back on, and I'm getting tired though, I will say that, I am getting tired. I helped my friend down the street with his Trans Am again. Not for long, but so that kind of, I'm a little bit tired from that, and tired from the day in general. I did a lot of other things besides that, and so we actually didn't get much done on his car. I mean, it was just like maybe half hour's worth of work, maybe. Unfortunately, because it's just we didn't bring the right tools out with us, and yeah, just one of those things. But that's fine. We'll get it next week. Next week is another week, and we'll get it done next week. No worries. We'll get her done. We'll get her done, and it will be awesome, and he will be back racing on the track, hopefully in the next week or 2. And go from there. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. think we're doing pretty good on this bridge. I'm gonna put it back and call this done because it is done. And to do that, we're just going to pick it up and lightly put it back on, and then spin these spinning spinners down. Put them down to kind of a factory setting, if you will. And then I'm going to take the small screwdriver and bring these ends flush with the guitar. So that way when you lay your hand across, you're not rubbing your palm across some dang screw top heads. Oh, shysters, come on. Sometimes you have to hold the thing. Sometimes you just go back and forth and you feel your finger across. And we can do a final adjustment on that when we do the final height adjustment. But now that's done. Bridge is done. Now we will do the studs. Yeah, we'll do the studs and then the bridge, and then we can finally do the oh well, we got to do the pick guard, and then we have to do the knobs, and then we can do the start the setup on it. Yeah.
There's only one more log entry after that. Something about a Panzan match.
Panzan?
It's a sporting event. The captain said it was the closest thing to water polo he's seen.
Shoot. Okay. Okay. So far so good. My Pittsburgh's 5/16 by 6-inch screwdriver with a wide blade on it. That's what I use to put in those large flathead screwed studs for tail pieces, because they are the correct ones to use, or at least correct in width. I'll put it that way. At least correct in width. I know this episode of Star Trek Enterprise very well. I like this episode. The blade on a screwdriver is the exact width of these studs. So they work out, this screwdriver works out pretty good, and you can buy the screwdriver at Harbor Freight for like under $3. It's Pittsburgh. And you can see the blade width, just right here. And then 3/8 by 8 inch. And they also have one that's 3/8 by 6 inch. So you have two different versions to choose, and I have both. The longer one will give you more torque if you happen to run into one that's really tight. So that's why I got both. It gives you more torque because it's longer. So yeah. So there is that aspect of it. Yeah, why not? Yeah. Oh, I'm going to take a picture of this before and after because I can. took a lot of pictures of this guitar during.
As you might imagine, my officers are kept quite busy. I wish I could help you.
Did I take pictures of that? I don't think I did. No, I didn't. Duh. Alright. Alright. Whatever. Take a picture of it. Dang it. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna have to make up a new batch of wax and polish. I mix my own wax and polish, so I'm gonna have to make a new batch of it pretty soon. Because I'm getting very, very low. Very low. Very low. So I'm going to take the adjusters. Okay, I got to be very careful to take these out because I don't want to mess them up and lose them. Sometimes they have their own stops and you can't take them out all the way. But these type, you know, like on a Floyd Rose, you get so far and you can't unscrew anymore because when they screw them in, they take a special tool and kind of mushroom the end of it, so that way you can't take them all the way out. These, they don't do that, which is good. I like that, because if one gets stripped or something, then you can replace it and, you know, all that good stuff. So yeah, okay. So let's go ahead and start polishing this bad boy. The guitar's coming out pretty nice. I'm pretty darn happy with it thus far. I don't have any complaints with it. Really don't.
They were carrying what appeared to be contraband, so they were taken into custody. Your patrol's in the habit of arresting innocent people. Smuggling is rampant in the system. My men have orders to board unfamiliar vessels. Mistakes can be made. You certainly made one this time.
So we're gonna do pretty good on doing this guitar, I think. Pretty happy with it. Hours and 34 minutes. Darn it. Okay, well, this is gonna be a long video then, I guess. I'm sorry, folks. I didn't want it to be, but I could make this into a 2-day project, but I really don't. But I could, but I don't. I was hoping to get this done in 2.5 hours, but that's alright. Can't always get everything you want, folks, in life. Sometimes it just doesn't work that way. polish off on this and see what it looks like, and then see if we've got to do it a second time.
Can I? How do we stuff Reese's peanut butter, pretzels, caramel, peanuts, and chocolate into Reese's Take 5? Wait a minute. How do we do it? I'm tired of being left off company emails. Did someone tell me how we do it? Not sorry. Reese's. Lowe's is here to help you update those outdated appliances. Shop our President's
Boy, Reese's. I have to say something about Reese's. Reese's has sure become popular. I mean, super ultra popular in the past few years. I mean, not that it wasn't popular before, but maybe about, I don't know, probably 15 years ago, Reese's was kind of in a little bit of financial trouble with that particular product, not the whole company, of course, but because people were like, ew, peanut butter and chocolate? So they were kind of having a hard time convincing people about how good peanut butter and chocolate are together. Yeah, so it's a weird thing. I always liked Reese's the first time it came out. I was like, holy mackerel, this is good stuff. I couldn't get enough of it. I buy something Reese's every week. Every week, without fail. I just do. Every single week that goes by, I'm buying something Reese's, especially if it's holiday related, like Halloween or Easter or Christmas, candy, anything. I'm always buying something Reese's all the time. So, yeah, good stuff. Gotta love Reese's. Even if you don't like Reese's, you still gotta love Reese's. If you don't like Reese's, you still gotta love Reese's. It's just one of those things.
Call now or go online to order your Brinks prepaid MasterCard. There's no credit check and no cost to order. And with a qualifying direct deposit, we'll upgrade you to Brinks Preferred, including a savings account that can earn up to a 5% annual percentage yield. Even choose your card design. Now it's your turn to experience the Brinks difference.
Oh, man. Okay. I am starting to get tired, but I will endeavor to muddle through and get this done. Just once I have all the polishing done, it's not going to take me long to do the setup on this. I mean, it really isn't. Guys, you guys know how fast I get through setup on this type of guitar. I mean, I zoom through it. Once I set the action height, put it in a general chip tune, and then get the action height, and then the intonation and all that, and then boom. Especially after the intonation, boom, it all comes together pretty darn fast after that.
Any law firm in the country? Because Klein Inspector is an award-winning team with 5 doctor lawyers, the most of any firm in the United States. And that's why New York Times calls Klein Inspector a powerhouse law firm. So if a defective product, motor vehicle accident, or medical malpractice causes a catastrophic injury, call Klein Inspector.
So we're getting there. This bridge is taking a little longer than I wanted to, but that's okay. That's alright, not a big deal. I'll live, I promise. I promise I will live. I'm going to polish the edge of this a little more, because it needs it. That's good, I don't need to do that again. I think we're pretty golden on the bridge here. Do a final inspection. And then we will put it back. And, we gotta, can't quite put it back yet. I gotta polish the tops of the little tuners. And then
We needed the pilot who's alive. Does he look like he's in any
I'll thread these in very gingerly and do them one at a time.
I'll see if I can access navigation.
You ever fly a warp ship before? It's harder than you think. He's right. If you hit the wrong control, you could overload the plasma manifolds or shut down the antimatter containment field. We'd all end up a cloud of ionized gas. Yeah, good one. The smuggler, remember?
Yeah, I'm a smuggler, remember?
Come with me.
He's a space smuggler. Not really, but that's what he says he is. Oh, shysters. I almost dropped us.
I could use his help. Just you.
Oh, man. I might have to break this up into 2 days because usually when a video hits 3 hours or close to, I don't want it to go into 3.5 hours because then people are less likely to watch my videos because they look at it and go, oh, this is a 3-hour video or a 3.5 hour video or 3 hours and 15 minutes, and then they don't want to watch it. So I try and keep my videos to 2.5 hours, if at all humanly possible. So maybe I'll end this. We'll see. We'll see how I feel when I put the bridge on here in a couple of minutes. We'll see. I don't know yet.
Navigation.
We'll see. I mean, I'd like to get it done tomorrow, but we'll see. I want to get it done before the weekend because we've got that big storm coming, and I want to get pictures of this guitar before Saturday. So, darn it. I don't know. We'll see. I might have to just finish this tonight. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see, we got one more of these fine tuners to get done.
If you get him medical attention, it'll work in your favor. Tell the magistrate you showed compassion. The guard said you were going to be released. Why? Because we're innocent. I have friends who wanted to keep doing business with me. They made a few discreet payments, and now I'm innocent.
Okay, now I can pick this sucker up. And then we can put these adjusters down a little bit. And then I'll take a picture.
They never locked it. The guards would have found it. Wouldn't they?
Subdermal implants. They depolarize triburnum alloys.
Now I gotta look at the previous picture because okay, I need to flip it around.
Keep that in mind, but I don't know now. I don't like Canamar any more than you do. If we run into trouble, my partner could help. What is that? Subspace transceiver.
I hope you're not trying to send a message.
Okay.
I'm taking it offline. It leaves a subspace signature. Even when it's not transmitting, someone could track us.
Oh yeah, before and after is like no difference. I mean, major difference, that's what I meant to say. Major difference, that's what I meant to say. Not no difference. See, that's how tired I'm getting right now. So now we'll pick this bridge up and we will put it on there.
We have hundreds of ships I own signature set.
The signal originated near our rendezvous coordinates, but it's not transmitted. Try hailing them.
We're still several hours away, but we have more ships in that area.
Sometimes these are kind of hard to get in. I don't know why, but these bridges have always been kind of a tight fit, so. Okay, I'm sorry about that, folks. If I made a little noise, sorry about that. Take a quick little break, and then we can. You know what, I'm not going to take a break. I'm going to keep pushing through because we got a lot of work to do. So I'm going to do the pick guard now.
14 hours. It took me 14 hours to find my way back to the outpost. I lost 3 toes of frostbite. I walked with slight limp ever since, not that you noticed. I'm gonna get that surgeon to do some work on my foot as well. Maybe he can replace the missing toes. Excuse me. Can I change seats? I'm surprised we haven't crossed paths before. We're new to this region. We used to work mostly in the Sol system. Sol? It's our sun. Our home world is called Earth. What is it? 2 vessels approaching from aft. Let me see them. Enolian patrol ships.
Ouch, my finger. Something wrong with my finger. It hurts like a mother trucker right now. Holy mackerel. Ooh, my pointer finger. I did something to it. I pinched a nerve in the end of it or something just now. Oh, man. There's always something in that, folks. It is always, 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 always something. Oh, man. Always something. For corn's sake, it's always something. Always something, something, something. Yeah. Now, my only one big complaint, and it's not really even a big complaint, but it's a complaint, is the E insignia on the pick guard. The black paint or anodization is about 20% flaked off or worn off on it. So I am not happy with that, but yeah, what can you do, you know? Like I said, it's one of those things where it's just like, okay, it is what it is, and that's what it is, and then that's it, you know. But if that's the worst of it, then I won't complain too much about that. I'll complain a little, but I won't complain too much. Oh, well. Okay, now we can put the pick guard back, except for maybe the screws, which I'm gonna have to polish those by hand too. All this extra polishing I'm having to do on this guitar. Yeah, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, and that's what it is. what can you do? Ooh.
You can get a second month. Just pay a separate fee. Try Grease Police for 30 days. If it doesn't cut your cleaning time, send it back for a full refund, even if the bottle's empty. That's 2 large.
We're almost at 3 hours. We're 2 hours 51 minutes. We'll see how fast I can get a setup done on this. I think we can get it done pretty fast. I don't want to go too fast because then, but if I can get one done in a timely fashion, I'll put it that way. Then I'll be happy. Get one done in a timely fashion. Okay. A rag under here. Maybe I'm gonna have to do it without the rag. No, I can't do it without the rag because I'll scratch the guitar. There we go. And gently remove my needle nose out so I don't scratch the guitar. Now I can polish the yeah. I can polish the knobs. Have to put a little extra polish on the end of this. Wow, it's 12:30 already. Dag damn it. Okay, well, whatever.
I don't need to add murder charges to it. Let me get us out of here. Is this really necessary? I just saved your skin and you still don't trust me. You know how much power flows through those battery circuits? A lot. That could have been electrocuted.
Okay, we're getting there, folks. It's taking a little longer than I wanted it to take, but, you know, like I said, what can you do?
They've issued orders to destroy the prison transport.
Are your superiors aware that there are 2 innocent humans aboard?
They're more concerned with the man who planned this escape. They were able to match his voice print to a prisoner named Kuroda Moran, who was responsible for many crimes, some of them brutal. They're determined to stop him. I'm waiting for him to get out of the whole back.
almost at 3 hours. Yeah, I'm gonna probably do the setup tomorrow, because the setup's gonna take another 20 minutes, and that's if I don't run into any problems, issues, or glitches. So yeah, I mean, I hate splitting videos like this up, but sometimes you just got no choice, and you just have to go with it. Yeah. Ain't nothing you can do about it. So
Cause serious life-threatening reactions and death if injected in the or if taken with certain other medicines or
I'll do this last
doctor if you are taking anxiety
knob, and then find a good stopping point,
sedatives, antidepressants, antihistamines, or drink alcohol. Call your doctor
and
right
then
away.
stop this video.
If you feel faint, confused, very sleepy or very hot, or agitated, acting clumsy, breathing more slowly than normal, or has stiff muscles. These can be signs of an overdose or other serious problems. In an emergency, have family members tell the emergency medical staff that you are physically dependent on opioids and are being treated with Sublocade. This is not a full list of risks and side effects. Talk to your doctor and read the patient labeling for more information.
Don't give up. Ask a doctor if Sublocade can help you get towards recovery.
Yes, it's all right.
Everyone makes mistakes. But what if life was something as the general? Congratulations. At the General, we'll cover you, even with a less than perfect driving record. Go to the General and save some time.
When I noticed my sister moving differently, I didn't know what was happening.
Okay, that went on pretty smoothly, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Which may be related to important
So
medication.
now the knob is back on.
Her ankles would also roll and her toes would stretch out. I noticed she was avoiding her friends and family.
Yeah, setup's gonna take me at least 20, 25, 30 minutes, as you guys know.
Take medications for bipolar disorder and schizophrenia. She knows she
Because as you guys know, I don't rush my setups. I refuse to rush setups just for the sake of getting a guitar done. I mean, it sucks I was unable to get the guitar done, but that's okay, whatever. It happens. As I said, I'm not in a big flaming rush to get this guitar done. It's not like I have a customer that's going to come tomorrow morning and buy it from me, because I don't even have it advertised yet. So one of those things. It is what it is. So I'm going to end this video now, because we are at 3 hours.
You obviously ran out of clever tricks, otherwise you wouldn't be.
So thank you for joining me on this classic guitar video. The show is brought to you by Guitar Center of Glendora. Please check them out. And we have a 2008 made in China Epiphone B.B. Lucille ES335 B.B. Lucille. And we're about 95% done with it, and I will finish it tomorrow, and then we'll go from there, see if we have enough time to start on another guitar. So thank you for joining me, and we'll see you tomorrow, and happy guitaring.